Hey, what's up guys? Jake here with Success Motors. I've got an awesome walk around video for you all today. As you can see behind me, I have a beautiful Ford Excursion with the 7.3L Powerstroke diesel. Yes, it's a four-wheel drive. No, it doesn't have any rust. And yes, it is a very nice rig. But hey, if it's your first time with us, welcome. My name is Jake. I'm the owner-operator of Success Motors down here in College Station, Texas. And we primarily sell Ford Excursions, or at least a lot of them. We lead the country in, of all things, excursion sales, which is kind of crazy, but it's been a blessing. But I filmed these videos. They're about 20 to 25 minutes long. I'm gonna document the history. I'm gonna show under the rig. I'm gonna drive the rig. I'm gonna show in the rig. I'm gonna do everything that I can to show you and teach you everything that I know about this Excursion, so that if you wanna buy it and you're not local, you'll know whether it's worth your time to drive down here, fly down here, or we can actually ship this thing to you no matter where you are, and we can handle the transaction entirely electronically. Now, I do have all the doors and the hood and everything open right now, so I'm just gonna walk around it at a distance. Of course, in a minute, I'll shut everything and show you all the exterior flaws, etc. But right now, just gonna walk around it. I'll show you the interior here momentarily. But guys, this is a 2000 Ford Excursion. It is the Limited. It is a 7.3 Powerstroke diesel. It is a four-wheel drive. Get this, it has 4 owners, but the last owner, the most recent owner, the person that I got it from, had it since 2012. So they did have 3 owners, bam, 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 right off the bat. Well, not that fast. I mean, in the first 10 years of life, 12 years of life, it exchanged hands 4 times. But then the guy that I bought it from, they'd had it since 2012, back when it had like 120,000 miles on it. So it's been with the previous owner for a very long amount of time. It doesn't have any accident history, doesn't have any damage reported to CarFax, and it doesn't have any rust on the rockers. So I'll show you that here in a minute, of course. But let me show you the interior. Sorry, it's a sunny day. I don't know if the rays show up on the camera or not, but the interior has been reupholstered. So let's get the cat out of the bag. The front the front seats have been reupholstered, as has the middle row, which is how they look so good. So certainly not a negative, but that is one of the reasons these seats look just so good. That's because they've been reupholstered. But the interior is very clean, and the Excursion is very clean. It's been a well cared for daily driven Excursion. It was used as a to take the kids to and fro. At least that's what I was told. And then the kids got old and no longer need this SUV. Yeah, it's a super nice rig. It does have 284,000 miles on it, but for these 7.3s, man, that's just getting broken in. And man, these things are really hard to find in this condition, and that mileage doesn't scare me, and it shouldn't scare you, in my opinion. We've sold plenty of them with way more miles than that. This does have this cool little like carpet pad on the dash, just to keep it nice. There's no cracks, there's nothing being hidden back there. It's just got this cool little pad. You can see it does have the Pioneer head unit, and then it does have a trailer brake controller. And then you can see none of those guys are broken. Headliner is clean, carpets are clean, and steering wheel does have a little cover on it, but it looks good. Door panels are clean. That's a nice rig. Interior, again, is very clean. Got some floor mats throughout. Headliner is looking good throughout. And then again, the second row has been reupholstered as well. So the interior looks really, really good. Let me hop in here just to give you a good kind of frame of reference, point of view. Dash is clean. Front seats look great. Headliner looks great. And then of course, we do have the third row back there. I mean, just looks really, really nice. While we're down here, so I don't forget to show you, let me show you up underneath it. So no rocker rust. Very clean down here, guys, and doesn't appear to be leaking any oil. Might have some moisture on the might have some moisture like they all do, but it's not leaving anything on the ground. And then these set of Toyo tires only supposedly have like 1,500 miles on them, which they look like that. So these are the Toyo open country tires, size 305/70 R17s. And we've got a nice set of these 17-inch wheels, which look really good. Same size as stock but obviously these are not stock wheels. This Excursion does have a small lift on it, maybe like a 3 or 4 inch level, or lift and level. You can see both of these doors do open, which of course, sometimes these barn doors don't open, so that's a good sign. Everything's clean back here, carpet's pretty clean. Do have your spare tire, and of course headliner looks pretty good back here as well. Panels all look good. Everything looks good back here. Bump, I'll show you the bumper here in a minute. We're trying to stick into the exterior or the interior tour right now. Again, second row, the whole thing's been reupholstered. If you guys have any questions, call me 979-202-1948. Our last several 7.3 Excursions and our 6.0 Excursions have not lasted but just a handful of days. I expect that to be the same with this one, just because they're hard to find. All the door speakers have been updated. I don't know if you can see that in there. I don't know what the brand is, but all the door speakers have been updated. No rust anywhere in this rig. Again, all these seats have been reupholstered, so they look great. The driver's seat is power. Power does work. Headliner's in great shape. Again, none of those are broken. And again, there's nothing being hidden by this pad. It just looks kind of cool. I left it. It does have the original owner's manual in there. Floor mats right here. Again, nice, clean interior. And while the hood's open, I'll go ahead and show you in here. Engine bay's clean. It's been well kept, well maintained. You can see it even still has this little cover right here, which is, kind of rare, but it's a good telltale sign that it's been cared for. I do know the glow plug module was just replaced on this. It's been serviced well its entire life. Batteries are date code August of 22. And yeah, the engine bay itself is nice and clean. I'll start it here in a minute and I'll do a blow-by test, etc. But so far, interior looks good. All right, let me close all the doors here. So everything, all those doors are working. All right, let me walk around it now with everything closed just so you can get an idea from a distance, and then I will get up close to it and point out all the rock chips and flaws, which really, I think, are pretty overkill when you're looking at this is a 25, almost 26-year-old vehicle. I can't believe I show rock chips, but man, it is what it is. I think if you are looking for Excursions, you got to keep in mind they are 25 years old. They're not brand spanking new. But also, if you've been looking for them, they're hard to find when the clear coat's not all baked and paint's not all crazy cracked and the history's not terrible. Like, they're hard to find in clean, good condition like this one here before you. You will see it does have a dual stack Rancho shock. So it's got 2 Rancho shocks. I don't know if my finger's pointing in the right spot on the camera. 2 Rancho shocks there. You can actually see the brake lines have all been redone as well. So it's got, I believe it has newer brakes. At least brake lines have been done recently. And then Rancho shocks front and back. And then just a nice little level, lift and level. Real nice rig. All right. I'm gonna get close to it now and just try to show it to you. We didn't do any type of polish or paint correction or nothing on this rig. So it just kind of is what it is. But clear coat's in good condition. I think a paint correction or a polish would take this thing from a 9 to a 10, but I don't see any major rock chips. I don't see any major scratches on this fender to show you. It does have your aftermarket tow mirrors, which would have come with a tow mirror probably, but these are just a newer one with turn signal, which is nice. Of course, we're on the passenger side door here. I don't see any door dings or dents on these front 2 panels that we're looking at. I do see maybe a couple little rock chips and things in the cladding, but man, that's it. Really nothing significant. And we're at the sunniest part of the day, so this is the worst time to take pictures because you can't hide any flaws. So what you see is what you see is a good representation of the vehicle. Got a chip in the paint right there down here in the cladding. Maybe a little bit of a chip or just a gouge right there in the cladding. But man, overall, nothing to hide or apologize about here on this passenger side. I would say that's a very clean passenger side. No rust, as you can see, of course. And then the tires are all the same Toyo open country tires replaced at the same time. Coming around back, do have a little bit of a clear coat fading right here, which is super common on these rigs back here. But overall, the paint's in great shape. Does have parking sensors. You can see it's the limited. Does have the tow package. No dents, no major scratches that I'm seeing back here. Driver's side. I mean, basically the same condition. I'm not seeing any big scratches to show you. I mean, really nothing of significance to show you. Again, the previous owner had it for 13 years, put about 160,000 miles on it. It was woman driven, not that that really matters, but it was used as a family car. And, which, you know, to me, that's a positive thing. When you're buying cars like this, you're just trying to look for data points, especially when you're buying something so old. You're just looking for some data points. And I think it's a good sign when the previous owner had it for 13 years and it was used to pick up the kids and drive them around. Looks like it's got a rock chip here that was repaired. But overall, we haven't seen a single dent in the body of this thing. It's a pretty clean body. No dents that we have seen so far. Handful of rock chips, a few that have been repaired. No cracks in the windshield, by the way, and the hood looks about the same also. The hood's in great shape as well. No clear coat coming off, no paint flaking anywhere on the clear coat or on the hood. Does have this billet style grille. Headlights look good. Bumper looks good. It does have a little ding right here in the bumper, so that's our first dent in the whole thing. You can see that just kind of pushed in right there. All right, let's start this bad boy up. Really a clean exterior tour there and a clean interior tour there. Now, this is a relatively cold start. It hasn't been driven, it's just been pulled out of the garage. So you see we still have the wait to start light over there. Fires right up like a healthy 7.3. This thing does not have, you can see the temperature gauge there, it's down way past C for cold. So that was again, a pretty close to a cold start. We've got a door ajar somewhere. But 284,503, 284,553 miles. AC is blowing ice cold right now. It's a relatively warm day out here. Again, it does have the Pioneer head unit, which that's working right now. It does have your rear AC, which is blowing cold right now, and then your windows work. I bet it's the barn door in the back that's open. Mirrors work also. Boom, hopefully you just saw that work. Mirror works. Now, the only thing that I'm aware of that doesn't work on this Excursion is this lock switch right here, the driver's side lock switch. So it locks the doors. Notice it locks it, but it doesn't unlock it. So the unlock button doesn't work. But interesting, all the locks work. So if you push on the key fob, well, I guess it doesn't work while it's driving, but so they all the lock actuators work. It's just for whatever reason the unlock button on this lock doesn't work. Probably just the switch, not sure. Again, just showing. Lock works, unlock doesn't, but all the lock actuators are working. That's the only thing on the Excursion that isn't in working condition. Let me do a blow-by test on it. No blow-by. Sounds very healthy. No smoke, no nothing like that. And that took care of our door ajar light. By the way, there's just a little screw in here in the pocket, or a little cap. That's what was rattling when I closed the door. So I'm actually gonna move those so that we don't hear those rattling while we're driving. In fact, just throw them out. All right. Well, 2000 Ford Excursion Limited 7.3 liter Powerstroke diesel, 4-wheel drive, no accident, no damage history, no rust. 4 owner, but the fourth owner, the person that we got it from, has had it since 2012. So they had it for 13 years. It's been well cared for, well maintained. The tires have left less than 1,500 miles on them. The wheels and tires replaced at the same time. Looks like some of the brake lines were replaced. I know the glow plug module was replaced recently with the glow plugs. And the only thing on this Excursion that I'm aware of that's not working is the unlock button on the driver's side door. Otherwise, the only dent we saw was on the front bumper. Paint's in great shape. We didn't see any dents otherwise or major scratches. Guys, this is a pretty nice, I mean a really nice Ford Excursion. So let's take it for a test drive. This feels very firm, no free play. Right into gear, just like you would expect. And right there was kind of a, it throws the vehicle at a weird pitch, and we didn't hear any squeaks or weird creaks as we went over that. We'll kind of do that again here in a second as we go over this doodad as we get onto the highway. First shift was perfect. Second shift was perfect. Third shift was perfect. And if you watched my videos before, you know this is a relatively bumpy road, so even a new car is going to make this look a little bumpy. But the ride so far is great. I've got one hand on the steering wheel. Transmission was shifting perfect. We're going about 50, running 1,500 RPMs, no lights on, no none of that. Fuel gauge is working, temperature gauge is coming up. Nice and quiet place to be. Air conditioner is blowing cold. Again, steering feels tight. No free play. No free play. Like I got one finger on it. You can't do that in some Excursions. Though Excursion steering feels really good. It feels really tight. In fact, no hands on the steering wheel right now, and it's going right with the road. This feels really good. The steering does. Going 55, still running about 1,600 RPMs. Again, no lights on. Really nice Ford Excursion, guys and gals. I'm gonna keep the video going for another minute or two. I like to get on the brakes and turn. No feedback in the brake pedal. And it did not pull either direction as I got on the brakes either, so that's always a good sign. I need to change my loop here. These guys are doing construction down here. Oh well. We should hear the transmission shift again before the video stops. There it was, perfect shift. Well, I'm just gonna turn around right here, guys, but hey, there you have it, guys. Beautiful 2000 Ford Excursion. Not perfect, but very nice. I think the only thing you could dock it for is it is slightly higher on the mileage, but 284 is absolutely not the highest mileage we've ever had by any means. And if the motor's been well cared for, and which this one has been, and these are million-mile motors, what's even harder to find these days is a clean body, because you can maintain the motor and you can do things to the motor, but you can't. It becomes a challenge when you find one with all the rockers rusted out, the paint's disgusting, etc., etc. So guys, this is a very nice Excursion. I think you could come down here to College Station and you could drive it back to New York or wherever you are. By the way, the last Excursion that we sold, which was that red one, had 289,000 miles on it. Somebody flew in from Florida and they road tripped it all the way back 16 hours straight. I think you could do the exact same thing in this one and be absolutely problem free. But hey, God bless you guys. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll talk to you very, very soon.